You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to our sunroom. I'm Ron.
And I'm Terry.
This is where this is where all the magic happens.
You wish.
You don't think all the magic happens here?
Well, I guess on the microphones.
Oh, okay. A couple things. Yeah. A couple things we're going to do today. We're going to talk about Generation Lazy. Some people might say lazy.
Lazy?
Yeah, it says lazy.
Is that
See?
the new? And
lazy.
And when were these
I think
ones
it's
born?
I think it has to do with Gen Z.
Okay, and so it's the new ones that would be like how old now?
I guess I should have looked that up, but I didn't.
Oh.
I just saw the article. And it talks about some things that we don't like to do. And a lot of people don't clean up after their dog. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about...
Lazy, the sixth graders at school will run you over. They don't care, and they are loud.
And there's certain things that we, as adults, we really don't like to do certain things around the house. How much would you pay to have the service done? We'll talk about that. And then...
I guess I'm too cheap, huh?
No, I'm getting to the point where I'd like to have certain things done. Like I don't want to build a shed necessarily.
You'd rather pay the
I'd rather have somebody just do it.
Double price tag.
But that's it's telling me no, because I don't want to do double the price.
Yeah.
And then the last segment, we have two things will come up in the second segment. There is a married couple that's suing their son, and I'll tell you why. So you want to stick around for that. And we'll finish up with worst excuses for being late. Okay, so we'll finish up with that. Before we start, though, a long time ago, we talked about Terry and all her diets that she's on or been on. And she's on one now that I don't think she's thrilled about it, but I got to give you credit because there is no way. I've tried, but I'm not as strong as you are because you are
told
on.
Me you were going to do this with me.
I'm eating the same foods as you,
just
as far as dinner.
Yeah, but snacks.
But I'm eating the bread now that you're eating the diet bread. And it's not bad.
No, it's not that bad.
It's not bad.
It's the snacks. It's the ice cream sandwiches and the pie and
the thing of it is, you don't have that bloatiness anymore.
No, I don't. And I have taken inches off, even if the weight isn't really dropping off anymore. I'm barely losing a pound a week.
Yeah, but when you're putting on, when you're putting on your jeans shorts that you said were tight, and now they're
big,
loose on you, that tells you it's different than it's not just about
weight.
It's about inches and that kind of stuff. Which
was my goal, to not have to buy new clothes.
And it is a very different, I don't know if I want to say different, but the program itself,
the concept is the same, except for the proteins that you have to buy.
Right. Certain proteins. But it is, I've seen difference in you. Just in that short period, 5 weeks.
The only thing I don't like is I was hoping that losing weight would give me a little bit more energy, and I don't have energy. Like I come home from work and I just feel like
I don't understand that.
I feel like I'm gonna whenever I was first pregnant and with RJ, I would come home and I'd take a 20-minute nap and I feel better. That's how I feel when I come home. I just want to give me 20 minutes. And
I think we're all like that when you get to work, and if it's not real,
and it is really stressful lately at work. We had an ambulance today,
and it might be different because this weekend was beautiful. Was supposed to rain, and we got a lot of stuff done. Maybe the sun, getting back to the pool,
hopefully
which is crystal clear, and just have to get it. And we're going to I want to put the solar cover on. We're actually making all this up as we're talking to you, so I was getting all my chores done. I'm letting Terry know while we're on the air. But so let's start with this: would you pay someone to stand in line for you? Now, if you were going to get tickets for something special, would you would you have someone pay? Would you pay somebody?
How long it had to be, and yeah.
Well, because there's actually a website called Inline for You with the number 4. So the 4 is the number 4. So Inline for You. And what the app, you connect with professional line sitters. So, Terry, I'm not going to beat around the bush. You'd like to retire. So here's something for you. There's several jobs here that I'm thinking that maybe you might want to think about.
Stand in line.
So you could stand in line. They make about $25 an hour to stand in line. So if you're in line for 4 hours, that's some good money.
Yeah, that is pretty good money.
It's $100.
Especially if that's how much your benefits or whatever cost you. So
well, just to stand in line.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on where you're standing in line too, though. That makes a big difference
standing
too.
in line at Walmart, or standing in line, which Walmart goes faster than that.
Yeah, we go through the checkout. I wouldn't want somebody standing in line.
Some people camp out for tickets and
for
stuff
Walmart
like that,
tickets.
I don't think I could do that.
But how many? Where are you standing in line? Is it? I don't know what we're. Yeah, it got to be for tickets for something. I would imagine.
Yeah.
So is that a no or a yes?
I think depending on where it was, I would. Yeah.
So you would connect with somebody and say, hey, stand in line for me, because you're going to pay for the tickets.
And you're going to pay.
And you're going to pay for that person that's going to stand in line.
If you're splurging that big already, what's another $100?
If it's it shouldn't be 4 hours, right? I wouldn't think.
But
depends on what time.
Some people camp out overnight for tickets, so that would be expensive. So
you'd have to feed them too, I would imagine, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would imagine. So yeah, that would be too expensive. So,
but if you're looking for something,
it depends on where you're standing in line for me. And nowadays, like Walmart, you can order your groceries ahead and just drive up and they'll bring them.
You can have them delivered now.
My sister says that she spends a lot less and doesn't get all the junk food that way, that she's going to start doing that more because she can have it picked up right after she picks up her grandson. She can time it. Like she can call in the morning, it'll be ready. She can pick her grandson up from school, go right over to Walmart, pick up her groceries and go home. She doesn't have to do all the shopping. And
Lexi's been doing that.
Yeah,
her daughter-in-law.
Well, then she gets what she wants. It's just that if you want to pick out your own meat or your own melon or whatever like that, if you rather pick out your own, then...
Yeah, I guess it just depends. I can see where you don't have to go fight the crowds. And if you get an order and it's not up to par, then that's on you. You can't. You hope that most people pick the right... But I don't think they're looking...
Well, we saw when we went into Walmart.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Had all those bins in the bread aisle. And he was looking for certain kinds of bread, and he was throwing it in the bins because that was for pickup.
Well, it's all pre-ordered online, and then they no different than when I did the warehouse.
Right.
I used to get the order, and then you would pick it, pack it, ship it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's more or less a warehouse worker now. There.
Pretty much. It is jobs, and
picking orders.
They're running all over the place.
And you know what? That wouldn't be that bad of a job, picking orders.
No.
I wouldn't want to do it for an 8-hour shift, but a 4-hour shift wouldn't be too bad. I think it'd go pretty quick. Especially if you didn't have to do it every day. Like if you had a part-time job picking, groceries for people for 4 hours here, 4 hours there. That I don't think that'd be that bad.
So is it time?
It would get boring after a while, but
I wonder if it's time. Like if you have a 1 o'clock pickup, so then does that person not start your order until 11, 12? How long does it sit there? I don't know because
she called early. She was done. She had like a 4 o'clock and he got done at 2:30 and she said, is it too early? She went and called and they said, oh no, it's ready. And so they just...
What do they do with the frozen? They must have something to put the frozen in, I would imagine.
They must have a place they put it now, and then they just put your name on it, and then you just have the one bag that's in the freezer. They go get 3 or 4 items and in a bin that are in a bin or something and bring them out to you.
Well, that's what we're heading to anyway, I think.
Convenience.
It's all about convenience.
COVID made everything convenient, didn't it?
For the most part, I think.
You can work at home. You can pick up your groceries. You can.
It wouldn't. If I didn't have to leave the house, it wouldn't bother me at all, as you know. But anyway, so standing in line, depends on the situation. I wouldn't want to pay somebody overnight.
Oh no, that'd be too expensive. But then again, like if you're going for $500 tickets for a certain place because you want on the floor, up front, or whatever, and you're already spending that kind of money, why not pay someone an extra $100 to sit in line to camp out for you? You know?
Would you spend $10,000 a person to go on vacation?
Depending on where it was and what it included, I would. I mean, if it
really?
was, yeah, like if it was a cruise, like a Hawaiian.
This is a cruise,
and
but it's not Hawaiian,
and it had like stops in ports.
Yes,
and
there's lots of stops.
It would have to be a 10-day
2
cruise
weeks.
or more. Is it 14?
2 weeks.
14 days, and it have to be stops that I really like wanted, like Bahamas or Hawaii, or I mean, it would have to have like a lot of what I wanted checked off my bucket list. You know what I mean?
Okay, because when you talk about people having weddings for $20,000, and it just seems kind of over the top.
Oh well, they spend a lot more than that now.
Well,
50,
I know, but I'm
60,000,
just saying.
But
I just was kind of surprised at you.
well, like I said, if it was like say you always dreamed of going to Rome, but there were certain things in Rome you wanted to see, and then they had like 3 other places on this trip that you also are on your bucket list, and they have like your dream vacation.
So it would be a bucket list thing. You would have to check off.
Yes,
them.
I
All
would
right,
have to check off quite a few of my bucket list on that one $10,000, dollar. It couldn't be just one thing, like, and I don't have a real big bucket list, so it probably wouldn't pay me. But if I did, like, say I wanted to go a lot of places, then I think I would pay for it.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask. If something was brought up today, I didn't want to, somebody that's going on vacation, and I thought, that's
expensive.
a lot of money. But
yeah,
I mean, if that's on your bucket list, then I didn't think of it that way.
And I think you and I are so practical that you think
that's
$10,000, that's a down payment on a car
that's a liner for the pool, and maybe fix the leak that's in one of the lines. That's a car. When we found our car, we parked next to this truck that I've been looking at, and we
know we like it now.
Yeah, and
so we know we want to order it. Yeah,
I was telling Dave and Diane, I said, when your wife's on board, then it's okay, because she liked the truck.
Oh yeah,
so if Terry liked the truck, then I'm good.
And it's small enough I could drive it if you needed the car one day. Yeah, I liked it. So
for those of you that are wondering, it's a Ford Maverick, and you can't get them right now. They're not taking orders, nothing.
In other words, they have so many back orders that they.
But I'm on a waiting list. So if something comes up, my name is on there. So,
well, you know what? And if they make one that someone else doesn't take, and it's not the wrong color, I'll take it. I don't care.
Well, I like I said, the one that we saw was I can't remember. It's like a grayish. It was an odd color. I didn't like it online, but I liked it better in person.
Yeah, I thought it was nice.
Online, I did not like it at all. I have to show you the picture.
The black trim on it made it pop a little.
Right, and I didn't, the red, I really like the red.
The red would look good with the black too, but the red is, I don't know, But
red it gets pulled over.
Yeah.
I just thought of that.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Speedy Gonzalez, my wife, the lead foot.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's how we get to Pittsburgh that fast. All right, let's talk about Generation La Z. So anyway, there's plenty of dirty jobs, they say. Someone's got to do them. But according to this article, they're saying don't expect Gen Z to be the ones doing it. Survey looked at the dirtiest jobs that we try to take care of ourselves, and they found that younger adults would rather pay someone else and avoid the unpleasantness. So here are some of they commissioned, did a poll about 1,000 people. And septic tanks. Now, we have our own sewer system, so we don't have to worry about septic tanks. But septic tank ranks as the most disgusting job.
I would think so.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. There's no way I'm claiming. I worked with a plumber for a couple months, and I just could not. The basement was just covered in, corn and whatever was floating around in the bottom of that. Oh, it was awful. God bless plumbers, because I couldn't do it. So septic tank was on top of the list. that nobody wants to do, which is not surprising. Some of the other things that people try to do themselves include sweeping the chimney, which we don't have. Well, you did have. Did you have? No. Did you have a fireplace in your? No.
We had a wood stove.
Wood stove.
I'm thinking. We lived out in Claysville, but you did have to keep that.
I would think
that. What do you call it?
The
clean
flue.
Yeah, you
I don't
had
know,
to
whatever
keep
it's called.
You have to keep it clean because it would ruin your clothes when it first started up. Black would come out through your house.
Cleaning out pest traps, which I don't understand. Like, what are we? I don't understand the pest traps thing. I don't understand what that is. I mean, are we having traps that you got some problems
like rats
with rats and groundhogs and snakes and.
I wouldn't want.
I don't know how a snake would be in a trap. I don't know. Can you trap a snake? I don't know. Cleaning gutters is.
If you don't like heights, that's bad.
Well, I'm not crazy, but my brother got that. Now it has like this extended pole that is a curve on the end, and he cleans his gutter from the ground. Hooks it up to the hose.
Yeah, but it wouldn't work with like RJ's 3 stories.
I don't know how long his hose is. Never asked.
But yeah, I mean, some of these houses are really high. Look at these
I know.
3-story houses in Pittsburgh on a big hill on a cliff. Some of them, the house looks like it's going to go over the cliff already. And then if you got up there, it would be really, to me, I don't like heights like that.
Well, you could get on a ladder. Say it's, you go 8 foot maybe, or 12.
And then
I don't know. Who knows? Any way to make it easy. Getting rid of a dead animal they found is another job that we've done that. We've had mice. I've had mice down in the shed, but that's just little mice, not a big deal.
Groundhog.
51% of people scoop out their own cat's litter box. Well, the cat's not going to do it, so somebody's got to do it. Morris is not going to clean up his own poop. It's not happening.
You're lucky if you get them to go in it, because remember Janet's cat? Oh, they didn't want to use the litter box.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're outside cats, though, weren't they?
That's why they became outside cats. I don't even think they had front claws.
Well, that's going to be rough on them, on kitty cats. As for the dirty jobs that we take care of ourselves, taking out the garbage, that's not really, that's not that bad. I do that every Wednesday. Cleaning the toilet, I do that too.
That's not too bad, unless someone's been sick.
Now, some Gen Z say they've never cleaned a toilet.
And I believe that, because my oldest thanked me for making him do some of those household chores, because he lived with some pigs while he was in college. And he said if he didn't clean the bathroom, it would have never got clean. He would have been taking a shower in the mold.
Baby boomers, that's us, right? We're in our 50s. So that'd be us. Cleaned a toilet in their lifetime, which we have done that. Half of Gen Z.
And I believe all of our kids have cleaned the toilet.
I would
because
say
that was one of their. I didn't really make them clean the toilet, but the bathroom was one of their chores, and they did have to spray when we had foster kids in. They had to spray the tub when they got in or out of the tub. They had to spray the shower fresh in there, just because I didn't want everyone coming down with athlete's feet or anything like that. And so they learned to be cleansly every time they got in and out, which I think helps your shower, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't have to scrub it as often, because you're wiping it down, and if you spilled the soap, you're wiping it down and spraying the shower shine or whatever.
Well, it's not that hard to clean the toilet anyway. Just you put the stuff in, you take the brush and you clean it.
Yeah, it's not like you have to put your hand down in there.
Now, if there's a big present in there, then that would be different, because it's clogged. I've been in that situation. Yes. It's not fun, because it's not fun. But if it's just a basic cleanup, you still don't have
to touch it. Usually, you
hope it doesn't come up towards you. I'll tell you that right now. You're praying that thing doesn't get any higher. You ever been in that situation when you got the plunger, like it's going the wrong way? All right. So speaking of poop, because that's what we're talking about, a lot of people do not pick up
after their dogs.
So
you're telling me, and they let them go in our yard.
Some people are willing to pay $21 for someone to clean up after their pup.
Or $21 an hour?
it just says $21 for someone else compared to the $20 that the service usually costs. Now, speaking of that, now if you're looking for a job, Terry, because I know you want to retire, so there is that you can actually become part of a franchise, which is Poop 911. They have their own podcast. I should hook up with these people because it was talking about how to get dog hair out of the back of seat of a car, which I didn't listen to the whole thing. I wanted to, and I didn't get a chance to. But you could become a franchisee of Poop 911. And it starts out at $9.95 a week for a weekly service. Now, that's what it says. That's depends on. I'm imagining that it depends
would be
on. Right, a little
Maltese,
dog,
a
like
little Maltese
you would pick
or
up like
something,
Tootsie Rolls.
Like our neighbor's two little ones.
I mean, you wouldn't want it to pick up.
Have one little one like that, and you'd go over once a week and pick up
A Saint Bernard crap would be like, that'd be more expensive, I would think. It all depends on the size of the turd. I think that's what matters as far as price. Now, I couldn't do it because I can't even pick up poop here in our. I can't do it. I've tried. I just cannot. I can almost change a diaper. It's close.
The diaper.
Well, no, I've changed with our kids.
And your grandbaby.
Yeah, but I kind of put the poop off on you guys.
On me.
That sounds bad, but you know what I mean for a fan. But I do change his pee diapers and I clean him, all that. Anyway, so how much would you pay someone to do the following task? Okay. If you were going to have someone clean your gutters, what do you think is a good price to clean and I'll tell you what the average price.
I have no idea what you'd pay.
And then what some people would pay.
Some of ours are high.
So what do you think? Okay, what do you think would be a good take one?
I don't even know how long it would take them to go around.
That's hard to say. Well, clean the gutters. Most respondents said they would pay $99.
Yeah, $100, but easy $100. But like for ones that are higher off the back end of our house.
I'm sure they have special tools.
You probably have to pay more for that.
Yeah, maybe. The average price, though, if you were going to have a professional do, is $165.
I figured I would.
Because it depends on
I'm willing to pay one, and they would want more than that. And I'm thinking ours would be more like $300.
What?
Because of this here.
There's no way.
This here is way off the ground.
No, I'm not paying. No way. That's too much. $300? $165 is perfect for this house. Now, if your RJ's house, might be a little different.
Yeah.
Because he's up there in almost heaven country. His gutters. All right. So how about clean the toilet? How much would you pay somebody to clean your toilet?
I probably wouldn't pay to have my toilet cleaned.
I know, but if you were going to have somebody, what would be a good price?
I don't know.
$60 is the professional price.
Are you kidding me?
But most people said they'd pay $15.
Yeah, $10-15.
Is that per toilet?
Per toilet.
Okay. Pick up dog poop. The price is about the same. Most respondents said they'd pay $21, but the average price is about $20 to have your poop picked up.
That's not too bad. I mean, Zachary should pay that just so that it's not all over his yard.
Take out the trash. Really? Are we that lazy we can't even take out the trash? It's in a bag.
And you just have
you put it in a bucket, a big trash can.
Yeah.
People said they'd pay $9 to do it, to have somebody do it, but the professional is $15.
No one wants to work for anything anymore. I mean,
here's one: unclog a toilet. We just talked about this.
We might pay $20 for.
20? You're way off. Most people said they would pay $105, but a professional is $150. So that kind of makes sense in a way because
they're going to deal with
you don't know what
crap.
you're getting into.
They're going to deal with your crap, and who knows what toy was shoved down before that.
Yeah, that was that story that Nathan told where there was a car. There was a toy car stuck in the toilet, and he used one of those
snake.
It was like an air.
Oh, okay.
So you take this thing and fill with air, and it went boom, but it went the wrong way. It went up instead of down. I mean, it got the car out, but he said there was crap everywhere. It covered him completely, all over the walls. He said he would never. That's how you learn a lesson. You learn. That's how you learn sometimes. You
It did get the toy out.
It did, but you got a lot more work to do.
Clogging it up then, right?
You got a lot more work to do when you do it that way.
Wash the whole place down.
Not to mention yourself.
Yeah,
I'd be
so
like
gross.
gagging.
You would be throwing up.
I'd be
and then
throwing
you'd
up.
have to be
So now,
cleaning up your own.
Now you can also, like if you have a task, you can actually go on Task Rabbit. And what that is, you choose a service, like maybe yard work. Maybe you need a handyman. Maybe you want somebody to go shopping for you. Maybe you want somebody to hang your pictures, plant flowers. These are weeding the garden. That could be on there.
Rock beds down there.
So I looked one guy up. His name is Jeffrey C. And he does several different things. He'll help you move. It's $41.17 an hour. He does some home repairs for $37.64 an hour. And he also does furniture assembly for $35.29 an hour. So it depends on the person. I mean, are they going to take advantage of that? Is he going to eat his lunch?
I might
watch
pay
The Price is
someone
Right
to do my hillside because I just can't bend over and weed like that anymore.
Yeah.
Back problems. Now my legs hurt when I do it,
Yeah. But I mean, they're out there. If you need somebody, it's called TaskRabbit. I wish they were a sponsor, but they're not. Or Poop 911. If you need somebody to pick up your poop, I don't know if there's a franchisee in this area or not, but
I've not heard of it, so I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, but those are just some of the things that if you're looking for people to do the jobs, they're out there. People are out there. They'll do the job. I don't know how well they'll do it, but it also has like a rating system, like how well that person.
Rate them so the next person knows what to do.
Don't hire that person because he brought his TV or was listening to a podcast like ours or something. Wasn't getting the work done.
Or he just didn't pick up the poop.
Or didn't pick up the poop. And then there's also this. I saw this, and I'll leave. We'll stop with this one, but like task. Sometimes I've done this. I forget to do something. Well, there's an app that helps with your to-do list. Now it does cost money though. It's called Lunatask, and it's like having it's a virtual personal assistant. It keeps track of your mood. It remembers your deadlines at work. It is a premium subscription, which is $49, but it used to be $180. So but you'd have to put the task in the phone.
Yeah, so you have to still program it no matter what. I mean,
you'd have to do it, and you can't wait like I do and wait too long and then forget that you need to put it in there beforehand. That'd be my problem. Is I know I have something to do, so I need to write it down then and there. And if I don't do that, then it's actually what it says here is it's like a journal. You would put all this stuff in right before you go to bed of all the things that you want to accomplish the next day, maybe.
I need that just for.
But I'm sure you could,
off.
Instead of paying $49, although it probably alerts you, right? More than likely, it probably just does an alert saying, hey, you forgot to brush your teeth. You ever done that? Left for work in a hurry and forgot to brush your teeth.
Hey, today's reports due. That report you put in for 2 weeks ago, and you haven't done anything. If you got up that morning and you got that, and it's like, oh crap, I haven't worked on that. I got to do it all day today till I get it done.
Well, if you're one of those people that need that type of, then that's you're missing out because I don't know if it's still $49 was on sale.
I don't think I would pay for that.
No, I just would get my own journal.
I'd get a calendar or a date book, and I would write the things down.
Yeah, but if I don't write them down, it's on me anyway. Then I forget. And that's my problem is sometimes I forget to write things down. I mean, I see people at work and they'll go, hey, can you get me one of these? And I'm doing something else. Oh, yeah, I can do it. But then by the time I get to
where you're going
back, I've already forgotten.
I have a tablet at work that I write down everything for anyone phone calls me. And so I don't forget to do it. And I put a check by it when I do it.
That's a good idea.
And then I also like when someone drops off something, because I get lunches dropped off and shoes. Like today, there was a pair of shoes that a girl didn't pick up. So then at the end of the day, I saw they were still there. So I wrote the child's name down at the very end of the day, rewrote it down and highlighted it so I can call her tomorrow and say, hey, your ball game got canceled, but your shoes never got picked up. But that's my system.
They forgot their shoes?
Yeah, because the ball, they were supposed to have a softball game, so the parent
brought shoes in because they forgot shoes?
Yeah, and then the
Isn't
ball game got canceled, so she never picked them up. And I don't know if she was notified that they were there, or I had so many subs in the I had so many no subs in the building that maybe someone, maybe me or the girl that took over for me for lunch, maybe we called a room and put a check mark, but maybe the bell rang right after that and she didn't ever get the message. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but shouldn't you bring, isn't that part of the uniform as your shoes?
Yeah, but people bring
spikes?
the full bags because those softball bags with their bats and everything, sometimes they are hard to carry on a bus and the parents just drop them off. Now, the other girl had a whole bag. She came and got hers and got on the bus with it.
Oh. Okay, well, whatever. I just, forgetting your shoes.
But I have 5 to 30 things dropped off a day.
Well, that's because they're kids and they've got other important things to do. They got to finish their wordy or whatever app they're on. That's
their TikTok.
Their TikTok. They got to film their TikTok on the way to school. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So what did we learn here? That we actually would do things on our own. We're not going to pay somebody to do it.
Most likely.
Basically, yeah. That's, I mean, I would love to have somebody just build this thing for me, but I had the price for this gazebo. Remember, I priced it out first. It was $15,000,
and
we did it for like under $6,000.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
Yeah,
but at the same time, my time is important. My time is
right. I mean, and
I'm getting old,
and And there's probably going to come a time that if we want something like that, we're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah, I know. And in time, but maybe I can.
If you make a big enough shed this time, though, it should last us until we're out of here.
I'll make it big enough just in case you get mad at me. I'll have a place to stay.
Okay.
All right. All right. When we come back, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this couple that's suing their son. And I'll tell you why next. So you want to start a podcast. Maybe you're listening to the show today and you're thinking to yourself, boy, that would be fun. And I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Maybe today is the day. Maybe you're looking for a new marketing channel, or you have a message that you'd like to share with the world, or you just think it would be fun to have a talk show. Now, it is a lot of fun just talking to your friends. Maybe you have ideas about sports, life, or whatever your passion is. Today's the day. Podcasting is easy, it's inexpensive, and it's a fun way to expand your reach online. And where should you go? Buzzsprout. It's hands down the easiest, and it's the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. And your show, believe it or not, can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories in minutes, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and you wouldn't believe how many more there are. And they make it simple to join all of them. Podcasting is not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is the team to join. They are passionate about your success. You can join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. We're one of them. We've been on Buzzsprout from the beginning, and I'm so glad I joined up. I had a little bit of an issue, emailed a customer service rep, and they got back to me within 5 minutes, and they had me calm down. It wasn't that hard, and what I was doing was my fault. So here's all you got to do. Click on the link in the show notes. It tells Buzzsprout we sent you. You can support our show, and if you get a paid plan, you get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. Now, here's some other things that Buzzsprout provides. Like, you get a great-looking podcast website. Now, a lot of people think, I got to get a website, got to pay for that. No, you don't. They provide it for you. Also, they have audio players. Maybe you have a website, and all you want to do is promote your show on your own website. You can do that with their audio players, and you can also drop it into other websites and on Facebook or Twitter, and they help you do it all. Believe me, Buzzsprout is the way to go. They've helped me immensely, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe today is a day for you to start your podcast. And if you do, check out the link below in the show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card. All right, welcome back. We already talked about how lazy some people. Well, they're saying Gen Zs are. I'm sure not all Gen Zs are lazy, but
I'm sure.
Not picking up their dog's poop. A lot of people don't pick up their poop.
Oh, I know. They don't care. They just run it over with.
And you have our daughter-in-law that runs with Anika.
That's so gross.
Yeah, she runs with Anika. She tells the story. I wish she was here to tell the story because it's a great story. But she's running with Anika, and of course, Anika has to do her business because she's a husky and she's just beautiful white with the blue eye and the brown eye. And they're running, and so she has to pick it up. She picks it up, and she's running, and she's like, man, Anika, you really stunk it up today. And she's running and running.
And the bag
had a hole in it.
And she was getting it all over her.
It was all over. And she got home, and Nathan's like, what is it? And she's like, ah. They had to spray her and the dog down. The dog wasn't white anymore. It was brown. It was a brown dog.
That's so gross.
She's she was in hiding, covered herself in poop. Can you imagine running with a hole in your bag? So the lesson there is make sure that your doggy bag doesn't have a hole in it.
Or put it double
bag
it.
Double bag that thing. All right, we're going to talk about this Indian couple. They're suing their son for $530,000. Now this has a little. What does that mean?
He's rich, right?
Now this is in India, so I'm not sure. Like that might be half of that. I don't know what it is, and I didn't look it up. I'm sorry. I got lazy. I work a full-time job, people. I'm doing the best I can. So anyway, they're just suing their son, and they're suing him because he failed to produce a grandchild after splashing all of their savings on his wedding, and also his U.S. pilot training. So they put all their money into the wedding
and training him to be a pilot.
So how did we say we wanted to say their names? Sanjeev, Sanjeev, and Sahara.
Yeah.
They're taking their son to court for mental agony.
Because he spent all their money, but he's not going to give him a grandchild.
Now he lives. The pilot, their son, lives separately from his wife after marrying in 2016. They live separately. I just read that. Like, I thought I read this, but I guess I hadn't. Despite being sent on their honeymoon in Thailand, they have no children, and the parents said they want the amount they spent raising him back. So I mean, they're actually like wanting money from even when he was a child, I'm imagining.
Because they put all their money into him, thinking they would have a grandchild.
Well, they spent their savings on the flashy wedding. They are demanding the cost of raising their son.
Well, and that's true. If you have a great big wedding and it's just for show.
Yeah, but you can't sue them for not having kids. You should have talked about that before you spent all that money.
Well, the thing about it is a lot of people don't want kids. You should have asked them that before you put the money in the wedding.
Well, yeah, they said they're going to die heartbroken because they didn't get to see a grandchild. So it's $500,000. It says $530,000, but this one says $500,000. Maybe the extra 30s for something else. The marriage was arranged, and they were sent to Thailand. And the idea was they had to have a child within a year or pay up. Is that some sort of like prenup?
Well, maybe they had that wrote in.
Was there a prenup?
Yeah, we'll give you this big wedding, and we'll give you all this.
What would you call that?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a prenup.
If you give us the kids, and they took the wedding, and they ran, and they aren't even living together now.
What would you call it? It wouldn't be a prenup. It would be a grandnup. So would you say that because they want a grandson?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. I mean, I don't know how that works out, but I'm sure
if it was an arranged marriage, it was meant for children. I mean, that's in the back in the olden days when they arranged marriages, it was mainly for.
They wanted an heir, but
for heirs. I
mean, but the problem is you don't even know for sure. I mean, there's no guarantee it's going to be a boy.
And there's no guarantee that you can have kids, but that was the whole gist of arranged marriages, and they wanted another prestigious family so that there would not be problems in raising the kid. They wanted education to be important. I mean, and if you married someone that education wasn't important to, then, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at how many people are truant from school and they just don't care about their education. I mean, you can get a free education in America, at least to 12th grade, and people throw it away. They don't even want to come to school. They don't make their kids come.
I can't imagine they're suing your kids for the cost of raising them and then the sum in damages. That seems... So we have three kids.
If they had $100,000, just think if they had 100 or 1,000 or more in wedding, plus the trip, I mean, that's a lot of money.
Well, maybe they should have sat down and had a little discussion with them before they put all this money out. Because they may not want, maybe she didn't want to have children.
We've been willing to help our kids with weddings, but to an extent, I wouldn't take our whole savings out.
No.
I would say I will buy this part of the wedding, or let's see what the catering for this costs. And okay, I'm willing to put that into it,
Right.
Or here's $2,000. That's my part of the wedding I'll give to you. You know what I mean? But if I retire and then Zachary decides he's getting married, I'm not going to take our whole savings and pay for his wedding.
No, but we'll help whatever we can for sure. But I mean, I'm not going to tell them they got to have a grandkid. I mean, I'm not going to do that. It's their life. They have
kids to be happy.
Yes, we've talked about that before. I mean, we talked about when we had our podcast that we did all week with moms, and that was a lot of fun. And talking to them about Lauren, really not knowing if she wanted to have children, and that's okay. I mean, it's their life. They have to be happy. But I will tell you, that little guy is. I mean, there is just something. I'm attached. I will admit that he's got me wrapped, especially when he laughs.
And when you get him laughing, so get him belly laughing.
Oh my goodness,
it's funny.
But anyway, that's what they're suing. Now I don't have an update on this. Maybe next time we come on
for some more information on that.
Yeah, I also want to talk because Terry and I had this discussion this morning about, the radio station that I have, FM 7 The Drive. There was a gentleman that had a show that he was putting on the air, the Rockdown Show. And it was a great show. It was a Christian show, Christian music. It was a great show. And he just was talking about how he's full-time and trying to do that and his full-time job. And he also coached and, blah, blah, blah. So my thought was summertime is coming. And it was tough to get everybody together for the three that we did. We did one with you, and we did one with your mom, and then my mom, and then RJ and Lauren. Well, not quite in that order. But my thought is, what we might do, what we've been talking about, is having a season finale for season 1, because we're coming up on, I think this is 20 or 21, I believe. This is 20 that we're doing now, which is more than I didn't even think we'd get this far. But we might do maybe once a month through the summer and then start back with season 2 in September. That's just a thought. We're just throwing it out there.
And we could tape some when we have people here. And
we can
have them for the next season.
Yeah, it's getting tougher. It is getting tough to do. And I think that for me, I might have to something's got to go. It's either the radio station's got to go, because it's just, I like doing this. It's easier. It's kind of nice to put it together. I liked having guests.
I know you like your radio station.
I do. I like doing that too, but there's going to have to be some type of, because I haven't been able to do anything with the station. It's FM 7 The Drive, by the way, if you're listening and you haven't heard. It's on Live 365. Tune in.
The officer at my school was singing along with your station.
Okay, well, I try to do a morning show, but it's very difficult to do because, I work. And that's what pays the bills.
And you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning to do that morning show.
And then I exercise because that's part of my routine now. But anyway, we're talking about maybe I might try to do through this month, do a season finale at the end of the month if we can. It's Memorial Day. Take in June, July, August, start back in September, season 2. maybe change up some things, try and have more guests, because that seems to be very popular, especially Zachary. If we can get Zachary back on and RJ and even Nathan at some point, that'd be cool. So that's something we're kicking around. We're trying to figure it out because it is getting to be that time of year.
Maybe you could have Nathan help you with some of this.
Yeah. He is retired. We should talk to him about that, being retired at 32, 33. So anyway, so we're discussing it. Just want to let you know, kind of give you a heads up that we might be doing through the summer, maybe once a month. It depends, because we might do more. If it's raining outside, it makes it a lot easier. I don't have to cut grass. Well, I have the robot to clean the pool, so that makes things a lot easier.
That really helped.
But we can also just record down there if we have to. If worse comes to worse, we'll just record down by the pool.
I think that would be a fun one to record some things down by the
Listen to the water. Mm-hmm. It might be a pain for people to listen to. Although someone said that if I hadn't said something about the dog barking with your mom, they wouldn't have known.
Really? That you got the dog out of there?
No, I didn't get him out. But they weren't really paying attention to the dog. But I could hear the dog.
The dog was in the background.
No, he was in the background, but then... Yeah. She said, if you hadn't said it, I probably wouldn't have noticed. Anyway, so just something we're kicking around. We'll see how this goes. Because, when we come home, the first thing we usually do is go down to the pool.
Oh, yeah, in the summer. Yeah.
We're down there in our zero gravity chairs. And I'm usually, because it's just, you sit in there. Once I get the solar cover on and heated, then we're good for the summer.
Then I'm in it.
And then Terry's in it, and that'll, that's our thing. So I don't know, maybe, here's the thing too, I was thinking about, we might be able to keep doing it only because if, we get in the pool, it turns out to be 7:00 on a Friday night or a Saturday night, we could, do a podcast under the lights or whatever, the gazebo. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so that's something we're kicking around. We'll see how that goes. Finally, we're going to talk about worst excuses for being late. Have you ever had an excuse? Well, I hate to bring this up now, but have you ever thought of something that you didn't, not a bad excuse, but...
I'm not very late. I'm not late for things. I just don't go if I, whether I have a good excuse or not. Yeah,
this was Career Builder did a most outrageous excuses for being late. And they found 16% of employees are late for work at least once a week.
I don't fit in that 16%.
No, but I'm just saying, have you ever heard anybody have a bad excuse? And what would you think would be the most popular excuse for being late?
I've had people, their car breaks down all the time.
Traffic delay is number one.
Yeah. Well, we've had accidents on 79 and someone's called me from, say, 79 or wherever they're coming from and saying, I'm behind this accident and I know so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so come all this way.
Well, when I say traffic...
I've had 3 and 4 teachers that are behind an accident and they're stuck.
Yeah, but when I say that, that's not a worse excuse. That's just you have traffic.
Actually, yes.
And then it's followed by lack of sleep. And then it's followed by bad weather, which we've had some storms that have been pretty...
This past winter has been bad.
But here's some of the worst ones. One employee said he was late because he had no intention of getting to work before 9 a.m. His start time was 8 a.m. At least he was honest. He was not going to be there. He had no intention. I wonder if he still has a job.
I know. I wouldn't think he would.
Another
start time is 8. Get out of here.
Well, I'm not coming in till 9. Another employee said that his cat or her cat had the hiccups. So that's another worst excuse is the cat had hiccups. So if you need one, write that down. That might be one that, it stuns him a little bit. And then you just say, okay, I got to go. He's got the hiccups. I'm going to feed him some peanut butter because peanut butter works for hiccups for us. But I don't know if you're allowed to, if you can feed a cat peanut butter.
I don't know either, but I could see if the cat was having seizures or needed to be put down or something, but not if it had hiccups.
You got to put the cat down for hiccups?
No, you have to put it down because it's sick, like it's sick, and you didn't.
Yeah, hiccups doesn't really fit in that, to be honest.
I mean, I wouldn't want to leave my animal like seizing and losing its all over.
Well, that's not what
or
this is. This is the hiccups.
throwing up all over my house. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the hiccups wouldn't bother me at all.
Another worse excuse, employee believed his commute time should count toward his work hours. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, but
if you had a long commute.
Yeah, but that's why you take a job closer to home.
That's why you take a crap at work to make up for the time. So that's, you're getting paid to do the do. Not that I've ever done that. I've heard that from a friend. Okay. Another worse excuse, employee claimed a fox stole her car keys. A fox got into the car, maybe took the car for a joyride. I don't know, but it took the keys. And finally, an employee had to take a personal call from the state governor. But that one actually was true. It actually turned out to be true because the employer probably did not believe them that
the
governor called. But in this case, they did. They had to take it. So, of those, which one would you pick to use? I wouldn't use the cat hiccups.
You don't even want any animal in our house.
A fox. The fox wouldn't steal my car keys because I wouldn't leave them in the car.
Now, my mom threw ours in the ditch when I was a little kid, but that was so my dad couldn't take the car.
Oh, you mean when he was
drinking,
inebriated?
When he was in his drinking days, she said, "You're not going out tonight." She threw the keys in the ditch.
Oh. So if you have any worst excuses for being late, worse than that, let us know. I wish we had comments you could do like YouTube does.
Yeah.
That's what I wish. Now there are ways to put this on YouTube. I think you don't have to actually have video. You can just have a picture and then do the audio, but I haven't figured it out yet. So I need to figure that out because I think then they could leave comments on that one. If they wanted to listen to it that way, or just go to that one and leave a comment. They can listen to it any way they want. But, yeah, Kat had the hiccups. Now, I can see you having it. I could say, well, Terry's got the hiccups really bad, and I got to stick around because yours are really unique.
They hurt after a while.
It's something like that. Yeah, it's really, yeah. It's one of those ones where you kind of just cringe.
They come from deep down
in my deep.
diaphragm, and they hurt after a while.
I've seen people in the store looking at you when you have the hiccups.
I know you guys all leave me.
I know. I don't know who that is. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Like I don't know you. I'll meet up later in the parking lot.
The kids at school, on the other hand, loved when I had the hiccups. I want to watch Mrs. Franks.
Yeah. That's when you needed peanut butter.
Yes. And I did learn to put peanut butter. And like I have it in my drawer there. And then
peanut butter works, people. If you have the hiccups, I'm telling you, it works every time for us.
90% of the time it works for me.
Works every time for me. I never knew that. I always would put your arms up in the air, or you take
drink from
water.
the wrong side of the cup.
Yeah, but then all the water goes down.
Or reach up and touch the top of the door frame while you're drinking the water. It's something about you're concentrating on something else. And yeah. Oh, I tried all kinds of things. When I used to work at the bank when I was younger, I would get them Friday nights because Friday night we had a dinner hour, but you only had 45 minutes. And so by the time you ordered something and picked, if you ordered out, then you were rushing to eat it, and it would give me the hiccups.
How we got on hiccups. Oh, the cat. I forgot.
Hiccups,
yeah. All right. Hey, thank you so much for listening. You can follow us or subscribe wherever you get your podcast. That way you know that every Monday we got a brand new episode coming out, and we really appreciate that. Also, you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter, Just Talking Out Loud. And we really appreciate you listening. We're thinking about having an ending. So we're going to do that. Do you remember what I said? This you don't remember, do you? Because I was saying, I would say, that's it. And then you would say, have a blessed week. So let's do that. We'll do that right now, even though they're listening to us as we're talking to each other. Okay. I'll say, that's it. Thanks for listening.
Have a blessed week.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's show.